Hello and howdy there, folks. Last night I saw Zero Dark 30, a film I've been really anticipating. And it was good. I have no problems giving it a 9. I thought it was exceptional. I thought it was authentic. I thought it was intense. It was real. It was unflinching. It was uncompromising. It was excellent. You know, again, I have no problems giving it a 9. I definitely think it's a highlight of the year. I don't know about best film of the year or, you know, even in top 5, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was, you know, difficult. It's, you know, a film that kind of demands to be seen. Maybe you don't need to see it twice. I kind of want to. But, you know, it's pretty straightforward, and again, unflinching. It's about the, decade-long hunt for Osama bin Laden. The film opens on September 11th, 2001, with the New York World Trade Center terrorist attack. Then pretty much goes to 2 years after, then 4 years after, all up to, what, I guess, 2010. The film was directed by Kathryn Bigelow, produced by Kathryn Bigelow, also written by Mark Boal, I believe is how you pronounce his name, also produced by Mark Boal. So I thought it was interesting that a writer-directing pair also produced the film. You know, that shows that this team, it may not have been a singular vision, but the two of them working together got on the screen what they wanted to be on screen, so I think that's impressive. The film stars Jessica Chastain. I wish I knew more of the names. One of my favorite new character actors is in there. I really started to like him when he was in one of my favorite films from the last couple of years, The Guard. He was also in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. He was also in John Carter of Mars. He's been in a lot lately. I need to start remembering his name because I like it a lot. He's in there. Joel Edgerton, Chris Pratt. The guy from Lost and Oz, I can't remember his name. It's something, Elijah Wu, something like that. I can't remember. Familiar faces abound. All the acting is really good. James Gandolfini is also in it. I would say that the acting's maybe a little one note, but then again, maybe the characters are a little one note. We meet a lot of people in this film. It's a large cast. So, again, not everyone is going to have these deep, well-written characters. They're all playing real people. So, they come and they go. We don't get to really know them. Sometimes they're there just to do one certain function. And then they're gone. So, again, it's more goes to the character of being one note than the acting. You know, all of the acting is fantastic. The entire film is very intense, very tense, nerve-fraying tense. It's gorgeous. You know, the film looks really good. It feels like, again, a living history report. Kind of like Lincoln. It reminded me a lot of Lincoln. It also reminded me a lot of a film from a few years ago. One of my favorite films in recent memory, Downfall, about the last days of Hitler's life in his bunker. It reminded me a lot of that. Again, just like you are witnessing history. You know, everything, all technical aspects are beautifully cohesive to take you to a place where you've never been and could not have been. And again, it just feels like a breathing, living history report. People are complaining about maybe it not being all factual. I don't buy that for a second. You know, this is, you know, tells the story of, you know, 10.5 years. And it's, you know, basically in 90 minutes. So it takes 10.5 years and puts it in, or excuse me, 2.5 hours. So, yeah, there's going to be some, you know, dramatic license, you know, in effect. I think the thing I found most enjoyable about it, besides the technical aspects, you know, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's very intense. It tells us one, you know, fluid story and just at breakneck speed. You know, it's gearing up. You know, it's like this machine that finally just explodes. Hold on just a second. I think what I enjoyed most about it is the neutrality. You know, there's no judgment here. There's just dealing with what happened. You know, the facts. It says this is all taken from first-hand accounts, on record. So it's the best, again, record we have. And you may not like it, but a lot of unsettling things happen in terms of torture. And, you know, is America capable of that? Obviously, we're capable of that. You know, but that's what's good, you know, about the film, is that it just shows you what happened. It doesn't have any, you know, air of judgment at all. I thought it just is there. You know, this is the story. This is what it took. I don't understand why people would get so uppity about it. I mean, we have to, you know, we do turn a blind eye to genocides every day that we are a part of, have committed, or support. And so we have, you know, destroyed lives, and yet, you know, we care that we tortured a couple of people at some point to get some information. You know, it just, the hypocrisy of America, basically. It's when it's shoved in our faces is when we have a problem with it, and only then, apparently. So we do get to see some very unsettling things about war. You know, they say all is fair in war, love and war. And that, you know, so all is fair game, right? And that will, what you'll see here will push that boundary. Though, personally, I thought, you know, it got the job done. And if water is our worst tool for torture, then I still think we're better than, you know, shoving bamboo under our fingernails or mutilating our genitals. You know, that sounds pretty terrible. We didn't do any of that stuff. But, you know, it's torture nonetheless. But the end justified the means, it seems. You know, the end justified the means. Because we didn't kill anybody, at least in a prison, and we eventually got all the information that we needed. So it's up to you. You know, I would think, even though some are calling this a political film, I think it's very apolitical. You know, it is just art, and that it affects the viewer. and however they react is how you will react. So I think it excels at being art. There's one of the coolest moments I think I've seen this year, and you know, it was so funny because again, they spend probably a good hour and a half, you know, maybe even 2 hours to gear up to the, you know, to the raid of getting Osama. And then, so they're all, you know, geared up. We've been, you know, we're on the edge of our seats. And then they unveil these experimental helicopters that, you know, went on their first mission, first really run on this mission. One of them crashed. Anywho, they weren't, you know, they didn't technically exist, and now they're being used in a mission. And they look real anyway. We fly with them from, you know, their base to, you know, the mission, Osama's fortress. And it's just beautiful. You know, it's at night. These are stealth helicopters, and it just seemed that we're so geared up, we're so pumped for this to happen, and now we watch helicopters fly for like 3 minutes. You know, seriously, that's what it was, for like 3 to 5 minutes. We are, you know, as an audience, flying behind helicopters as they are soaring through the canyons of Pakistan. And it was just beautiful. And it was like gearing up for what's about to come. It really puts you in the mindset of the people in the helicopters. You know, we're also inside the helicopters. And just something about it. It was just majestic and gorgeous, and really kind of instilled a sense of pride for me. You know, I don't know where that comes from, but I took a lot of pride in seeing that. And it was, again, one of the coolest moments I've had in the theater, you know, this year. And then what follows is the raid on the fortress of Osama bin Laden. And it's an exercise in directing. You know, it's so fluidly told. You know, it's got this, you know, this chaotic feel to it, but yet you understand what's going on. You know everything that's happening. It all makes sense, and that's, you know, that's just visual storytelling right there, and storytelling. You know, blending of both, a meeting of the minds. I don't really know what else to say. It was, you know, cool. It was like fly on the wall. Again, like a breathing history report. Felt like I was getting to see something that no one else would ever get to see. Felt like a privilege. And again, I thought it excelled at being art because it will inspire conversation. It will challenge the way you think. You know, it's just challenging, period. And I think anyone who says that it's not true is wrong. You know, they just don't want to believe that, you know, we are capable of such acts. But again, certainly got the job done. You know, that's, you know, how it made me feel. So I highly recommend it. I mean, it should be seen. The special effects are amazing. You know, they have gone through troubles of saying that they, you know, didn't really use any CGI here. This is all practical effects. Again, to keep with the authenticity of the story. It looked amazing. You know, you know, for a guy like me who doesn't so much love CGI, I think this is fantastic because, you know, it's all real and it's all right there. And again, it just leads into the authenticity of the moment. So again, it should definitely be seen. You know, I think it's definitely one of the highlights of the year. It should definitely be seen and discussed. I think that's just about it. You know, I can't think of much else to say. I think I've covered all my bases, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So that's Zero Dark 30, and I will give it a 9. Thank you very much.